What's up, Grizz Nation? I am Megan Triplet. That is John Roser, and we have another edition of 3 Point Stands presented by Mountain Dew. We are joined by our special guest, Grizzlies assistant coach Vitaly Potapenko. And coach, it looks like you're in the FedEx Forum. I know you got to keep that mask on. It's so great to see you. How have you been during this quarantine life?
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me on your show. Yeah, I mean, it's different. You know, everything started like in March when we landed in Portland, about to start our West Coast trip. In hotel, the season going to be suspended. So from that point on, everything changed a little bit. We have to adjust. And obviously, you know, I felt it because, you know, staying home with children and being cautious, you know, social distancing. So definitely it was a lot of adjustments.
So what have you been doing during this whole time? Like, have you been, because, you know, a lot of restaurants have still, you know, some of them opened back up obviously recently, but at first, you know, they were still doing takeout and everything. Have you tried any new restaurants or anything? Have you watched TV shows, movies? What have you been doing?
Well, I mean, I have 3 children, age 6, 9, and 11. So in March, they came back from spring break, right? I think they had a spring break, or winter break. I'm not sure. They had or maybe holiday break. They had a holiday break, and so since March 14, they had no school. You know, plus due to coronavirus. So since March, middle March, I had pretty regimented life at home because kids have to be on a Zoom call and they have to do classwork. So I was doing that with them. Obviously, no workouts. Luckily, we live in East Memphis and we're close to Shelby Farms. So we did a lot of bike riding, a lot of hiking through the trails, you know, because it was still so much land, you know, like we'll be able to be naturally more distance from each other. So that helped us not to be cooped up inside, you know. Go ahead.
No, do you help the kids with their schoolwork, or is this something your wife does? Because
I'll tell you this, parents who do homeschooling, oh my God, I have so much respect for them. Homeschooling not easy. I'll tell you this, homeschooling not easy. It's because sometimes out of home setting, you know, kids, too much distraction. They want to relax a little bit. Sometimes, you know, chemistry project. And I was like, oh my God, I don't have resources. I have to scramble around to find something to create, you know, complete a chemistry project. But it was fun. You know, it was fun to spend more time with kids and family, be at home. And, you know, we obviously restaurants, like we didn't go out, eat, you know, during the period, we stayed home more home meals. And, we did more family things. As unfortunately with the coronavirus, how it is epidemic, you know, just you know, was in the United States, but I do spend more time with my children, my wife, just because our job nature of traveling so much. So it gave me a chance to be more with the family.
I know it's always like it's been a hard time, but trying to find the bright side of it has been, I think, for everybody, is just getting the chance to spend some quality time with your family. And I mean, Coach, you know, you're back now at FedEx Forum. Things have started to open up. You guys have gotten a chance to get back in the arena. What was it like just being back in the arena once again after a couple of months?
Yeah, it was a little bit different, you know, because we started with just individual workouts with players, and it was kind of like first week was like we're adjusting to each other, like because it was big gap, you know, we didn't see each other. So first few days it was a little bit different, just communication, kind of remember where you picked up or where you left off to pick up on something, you know. But then as soon as the week went by, it was like, okay, you felt comfortable. It seems like, you know, it wasn't a big long ago that we separated from each other. You know, I missed it. Personally, I missed it. I missed it to be on the court, be with players, to see them get better, even in limited capacity.
Has any player stood out to you? Anybody that's come through for the individual workouts where you've thought during this whole quarantine, like, wow, like they, you know, whether it's adding muscle, whether it's, you know, if, you know, guys have, you know, their own hoops at home that they've been able to work on some things with their game. Is there anybody that stood out to you at all?
I don't say stood out, but you can tell the guys were doing, they were working out. You can tell the guys not completely came out of shape. not completely didn't touch the basketball. It's not going to be the same, doing on your own workouts, finding your own gym. Then like what we had in the season where we played more, we obviously had more games, but you can tell the guys were doing workouts. Guys will, they came for how it happened, whatever they have to make most best out of the situation.
Obviously during this time, we're now hearing about the season coming back, and in Orlando and everyone going into this bubble. And some players had to make that choice of whether to go or not go. What has been kind of just the hardest thing, especially adjusting to what you're getting ready to experience?
You have ideas what it would be like, so I can't even think about it because it's just the projections in my head, how it's going to be, like how we'd be able to cope with that and, live in a bubble. So sometimes, but I kind of like, I'm not sure what's going to happen. One thing, like, I think for Adam Silver, for NBA, everybody, and cooperate with Walt Disney Company to set everything up so we're in this somewhat quarantine zone, to happen. There's going to be just unbelievable, for them to do that and be able to pull it off and keep the players safe. Personally, I think if I just kind of, but I follow the same rules here, social distancing, not as much interaction with the outside world, because it's all about safety of the players, safety of our staff. So we keep everybody safe and we get to the point where we can do our job safely. I'm thinking sometimes, because we're going to land, we're going to be in some quarantine time, right? We're not be able to leave the room. So like you hear all these things. So I can't imagine. I plan to take a lot of books. I want to catch up on my reading for sure. Definitely some shows, but we're going to have, obviously prep work for basketball. But for me personally, get books, try to stay sane, so it's hard to say.
What do you want to read? What are you looking forward to reading?
I have a lot of books, no novels, no fiction. I have some like special books, different away from basketball literature. I want to catch up. Mostly it's the Russian writers. I want to catch up. There's one good book, How to Raise Your Kids Proper Way, very good Russian psychologist. It's a very good book. I want to read. I read every day. It helps me deal with my, kids. So I was like, it's hard, because they're at home, they're at age where you have to entertain them a lot. So, but it's giving me some time, to my personal things.
A lot of people know this about you, is that your nickname is the Ukraine Train. And I know you always laugh when you hear that because you, I know. So wait, first let me ask you, why do you laugh? You are laughing. You have the mask on. I can see you smirking. Why do you laugh when you hear that nickname?
Train, it rhymes. But the thing, how it happened? I was in college, how this nickname, and it's kind of got stuck. So because my kids sometimes call me too, so they make fun of me. But I was in college, and it was a game situation. It was a loose ball, and I tried to go after the loose ball behind the side, tried to save it, but lack of athleticism, I couldn't jump over tables, and I just went through the tables. Some kind of tables. I went through them, and I just crushed them, and one of my teammates like, oh my God, you just ran them through like a train. And being from Ukraine, I think it's, what's the song of this rap group? Cypress Hill, right?
Cypress Hill, Cypress Hill.
That is insane in Ukraine. And it's like, Ukraine train. So I had a great teammates in college, great experience, and it's kind of stayed with me, So yeah, Ukraine train. And
well, after college, you went to play in the NBA, and you played with another person who's a member of our organization, and that is Brevin Knight.
Yes.
Now, we all know Brevin was a terrible teammate. We know Brevin was a terrible teammate. Do you? No, we love Brevin. Do you got any Brevin stories?
Brevin stories, huh? Listen, best teammate ever. I like setting pick and rolls for him. Okay, it wasn't like Brevin's story would directly include him, but it was preseason game, my second year in NBA. It was Braylon's first year. Anyway, I got scuffled with somebody. I got sucker punch. I went down. I didn't see the punch coming. I went down, and then, but I was so pissed off. I was trying to climb up, get up. I tried to get up, and only one teammate was next to me, was Brevin. And Brevin said I would start grabbing his shoulders. And I was climbing up. I used him in the stand, so it was pretty funny. But he was there at the moment for me, so it was kind of funny. Roll was left over, but I used him as the climbing, device and tried to get up, off the ground. So that's pretty much, that was kind of a funny story. One of the Brevin stories I could tell.
That's a good one. You climbed Brevin.
Yeah. Brevin, please help me out. I was grabbing his shoulders, so it was pretty.
Coach, obviously we have loved getting the chance to chat with you and just catch up on everything. And, for any of the Grizzlies fans out there who are watching, who are anticipating the season coming back, what is your message to them?
Well, I think we have a very exciting young team. I don't think people expected us, how people projected we're going to be at this point in the season. When we finish it, we're projected to be on the bottom of the Western Conference, and we're in the 8th spot. A few games above teams behind us for the playoff spot. Thirdly, fans, please come over. They appreciate all the support so far. You guys give Grizzlies, and we are kind of on the radar. There's a lot of people doesn't want us to be successful as a team, but I think we want to show people and prove people that we are, who we are.
Well, Coach, we cannot wait to see it. We're definitely fans, so we're the people who are super excited for it. And the world ain't ready for the Grizzlies. They are not ready for them. So, Coach, we'll talk to you soon and hope to see you soon as well.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. You're the best. Thank you. Be safe, guys. Be safe, okay?